Hi parents! Today I wanted to talk to you about assessments. I know some of you haven't got these home before, so you may be wondering, what's the deal with them? Why are we doing them? What does our assessment specifically cover? All of those type of things. And basically, it's just a general way of seeing where your child is at, both socially and emotionally, with cognitive, language, and literacy skills, and also gross and fine motor skills. So those are some really important categories that you'll see on our assessment. I put social and emotional first because in preschool that is the most important thing that we're working on. We're learning how to be a good friend, resolve conflict, practice sharing, empathizing with each other, and also listening, following directions within a group, and taking turns in conversations. That's first on our assessment because it matters the most. So there's my little spiel on social and emotional development. I'm sure you've gotten the hint maybe through our emails about how important and valuable it is to me as a teacher to instill these wonderful friendship skills with your children. Anyways, you will also see to the side of all the skills listed, like is increasingly independent, stands up for rights. And as you see them listed down to the side, you'll see NY, which means not yet. So I'll put an X in that box if your child hasn't really met that goal or hasn't shown me that behavior at school before very often, if at all. And then next to that, you'll see an E, which means emergent. I'm starting to see the beginning of that behavior, or maybe I've seen it once or twice sporadically. And then M is next to the E, and that means mastered. I see this happen frequently. They've got a really good handle on it, and it's something they really have mastered. So as we go through the list, you'll see some basic things that you might come to mind as you're thinking of preschool. How high can they count? Can they recognize some letters? Are they making patterns? Like if we get out some materials, can they make green, green, red, green, green, red with things like little mini erasers? Are they able to sing the alphabet song? Are they able to remember some parts to nursery rhymes? These are simple skills that show some cognitive skills. And also below that, with their gross and fine motor skill, most children on this list will be doing great with their gross motor skills. That's something that tends to come before the fine motor skills. So a lot of times with children who just turned 3 and this is their first experience with preschool, you'll see the not yet or the emergent box checked when it comes to fine motor skills, such as how they hold a crayon or a marker and how they play with toys. It might be more fists grabbing things as opposed to our pincer grasp. And I can make a video with more details on how those fine motor skills and how we want to instill the pincer grasp in our little ones before they start to develop their own method of grabbing crayons and markers, just so we don't have to undo some of the things that they've learned, which is really tricky. We're creatures of habits. So you might see that, and that's why it's important. As we can see, we want to grow from there, especially with the fine motor skills in our little friends. So this is exactly what our assessment's for, to see where we can grow from here, okay? So don't be concerned if there's some not yets, that's totally fine. If there's some emergence, that's totally fine. And there's also going to be lots of things that your kiddos have already mastered. So you should feel super proud of their accomplishments, and I'll likely have indicated on their assessment that they're already improving just being in school a little over a month now in many of these categories. So it's really exciting to see their growth. And towards the end of the year, we'll also meet for a conference. Depending on how COVID's looking, that might be more of a Zoom call type conference or an outdoor conference if the weather's good. But we'll meet and we'll discuss their assessment from now, and then the assessment I'll take at the end of the year, and we'll see how they've grown. And if they're going to be in preschool another year, we'll see how they'll grow from there. So it's super vital for me to get this information through my observations of your kiddos and also the fun and play-based assessment I had done with them a few weeks ago, because I want to create a curriculum that's individualized to their skills, their needs, and their interests. So if they're excited about Monster Jam, which we have lots of kiddos who are, we can incorporate some things with big trucks into our curriculum just fine. And they'll be even more excited to learn what I have to offer them, or what I want them to know, if we use things that are relevant and interesting. So it also helps me gauge if your little one isn't excited about letters and they're just kind of like, what are these things? They're just shapes on a paper. I can bring those letters to life if I know that they don't have a great grasp of them. And this is how I know if they don't or if they do. I can say, letters are amazing. They make up your name. They make up your pet's name. They can describe your favorite food. So this helps me know how to do my job better. So if you have questions on the assessment after you get it at home, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. You can contact me through Blooms. We can arrange a short phone call, or we can talk before or after school. And those are the ways I am available to you. So I just wanted to go over really quickly what you'll see on the assessment, what's normal, what if there are red flags, by the way, it won't be something you'll see on this assessment for the first time. We will have discussed it long before this assessment, so please don't worry that you'll get anything home and be surprised like, oh my goodness, my child is needing to talk with somebody who can give them some extra support, like a pediatrician. No, we'll have talked about that before, so don't worry about any of that. And in fact, don't worry about most of this unless I contact you directly and say there's some significant issues going on. This is just a wonderful thing for both you and I to have a look at. That's all it is. So anyways, there's my little side note again. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.